So I'm really sorry my camera battery died. So this is where I was at. But you need to go ahead and get your 1-inch punch and your 1 3/8 punch. And as many big circles you made, or big flowers that you made, you're going to want to punch out that many in the 1 3/8 out of just regular cardstock that would match, or just any plain old color. And then all the small ones that you made, you're going to want to use the 1-inch punch for. Okay, and you want to do the same thing. Cut as many circles as you made that you want to use for the 1-inch, for the small. Okay, so we have our one circle made for the one that I made, and that's dry now. So you want to go ahead and, oops, my glue gun got stuck to my paper. And now to me. So you want to go ahead and with your glue gun, you just want to push this down, make sure it's going to look. I usually put it into a cone if it'll go, and this usually works better on my glass table, but put it in a cone and just push it down so you know where it's going to go, what it's going to be like. And then I just get my circle and just go ahead and put some, whoops, put some glue on there. Okay. Some, I just like cover the whole thing. So, and then just carefully kind of pick it up and move it over. And you're going to have to sit there and hold it down and press down on it pretty well for probably about, I don't know, about 30 to 45, 60 seconds. Just when you know that it's drying and you got a good feel that it's dry. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and put this one over here. As you can see, it's all flat now. It's staying, and that's the back of it. Okay. Now, back to the circle, or back to the frame. What I've done is I've gone ahead and put 2 pieces of ribbon on here. This is going to be my top, and this is going to be my bottom. And I put those on there just so that I could be able to tell as I'm arranging my flowers on here as to how it's going to look and what I'm going to do, and that way I keep perspective of what's top and what's bottom. And I just cut a small piece and then I hot glued it to the back. Okay, but that's just so that I could gain perspective of what I wanted to do. Now, I've already made a few flowers that have stuff on them, as you can see, and put some of them together so that I'm ready to go, so you wouldn't have to sit here and watch me fold everything and put it all together and all of that stuff. So I've already made a few, but not all of them. So once you get to this point, after everything is folded and you have glued everything onto the back, the circles onto the back, you go ahead and start looking at, well, do I want this on top of this one, or whatever you want to do. Now, some of these are just regular cardstock. Some of them are the DSP that I've chose to use. These ones are from the paper pack, the pattern paper pack, the neutrals, and then this is from the Halloween, or I keep saying the Halloween mini, see, there I go again, the Holiday Mini DSP. Now, some of these, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not, but I actually, on the ones that were cardstock, I actually went and I stamped the rat and the spider and the poison on the cardstock, and then I scored it all and folded it all to where you can actually, if you're standing here in front of me, you'd be able to actually see the rat. So, and The black ones have the spiders, these ones have the rats, and then these orange ones actually have the poison in them. And I shouldn't say orange, I should say the peach parfait. So in the basic gray. But what you'll do is you'll just go around and pick as to where you want all of your flowers. Some of you may want it more full. Some of you may not want some colors next to others. You may want to rotate. You may want to just put one layer of flowers around. I like to have mine really, really full, just because I'm sure if you're taking my classes, you all know me, I have a really hard time doing simple. So you just kind of go around and choose what you want to do. Now like this one, I don't know if you can see, but that one actually has, it's kind of cool because it's like the, I don't know, like a floral thing on the bottom and then the skull on the bottom, and there's like nothing really at the top. So I'm actually going to put that one at the bottom. So since I know where this is at, I know where my bottom is. So I'm going to go ahead and arrange all of this and do a bunch of things, but I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the video and make it go a little faster so that you don't have to sit there and worry about this being 3 hours long. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to this is everything that I've done. Now down here, I haven't done anything with this because that might get covered up. So I'm going to wait to see how that turns out. But I wanted to show you another trick that I'm going to do. So these are just some images that I stamped before. And I'm going to go ahead and stick this way so that hopefully you can see. Oh, and the scallop punch that I used was actually the 2 3/8 scallop punch, the biggest one that we have. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is, I'm assuming, the way that they did it for the Halloween mini, or there I go again, the holiday mini wreath, is I'm just going to go ahead and score using the smaller end, score at 1/4 inch. I guess I did that at an 1/8 inch, but that's okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and do it again at 7/8 of an inch, since I did this one at an 1/8. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this one at an inch. Just because I make a second one just so I know where to cut on my paper cutter. So my paper cutter is rather large, so I'm not going to stick that in the video. I'm just going to go and cut this really fast. You can probably hear me back here cutting. Although I can't really see. Nope, and I kind of did it crooked, but that's okay. I can trim that up really fast since I've got that score line. Need to brighten my room up a little bit. So, and I'm obviously not going to be using that end, so I can just trim that off. So, in basic gray, I'm going to go ahead and do the trick or treat. Oop, if I can get it out. And go ahead and stick that on a block. And open up the basic gray. I think I like this end better. So I'm going to do it on that end and just move it down just a little. Go ahead and stamp that down. Okay. Close that up. And then I'm going to go ahead and use our new 1-inch punch. And I'm going to take this and stick it in there just like so. I'm going to see where the end is at so I know where I want this at. Cut that off. See where the end is. See where I want it. Cut it off. So now it looks like I've got a little flag going on. Throw those pieces in the trash. And then when you saw me do the button, the paper and the button, I went ahead and used the round file from the distressing kit. And you just go ahead and run it through and kind of bring it up when you're doing it on both ends. Okay. And then go like this. Then you may have to do it like that again. Okay. Kind of crinkle it up a little bit, make it look a little worn. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring this back. Okay, and I think I will go ahead and use this paper. Yeah, we'll use this paper behind it and just, I don't want this way. Just kind of tear it however you deem worthy. Okay. Then you can kind of play with that a little bit, and let's turn this the right way so I have the bottom. And so this is going to go right like that. Okay. And then I think I want to go ahead and cut a few strips of this. And just cut them real thin. Probably going to cut about, oh, let's say 4 of them. Whoop, let go. And I'm just doing these really, like really thin, like maybe the thickness of my paper snips. I'm not doing them really thick at all. So while you're thinking it may be easier to do this with the paper cutter, I don't know if you'd be able to get them that small unless you've got an awesome paper cutter. So I've got the 4 strips, and I'm just going to go ahead and take these, kind of getting to the same length here, if I can. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and curl these around the end. Okay. I may have to move them down just a little bit every time I do this. So, and then curl this side. I hope I'm staying on camera. If I'm not, I'm really sorry, but I'm trying. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and separate them out. Okay. And then you can kind of arrange them any way you want, like back here. And you probably hear the TV because my husband is getting ready for work and my son is watching TV. Okay, so you can arrange them any way you want, and it'll kind of give it a wee bit of some more dimension and just some more oomph behind it. And I will go ahead and I think what I'm going to do is put some glue on here. Okay, because we're going to have to eventually glue this thing down anyways, right? Right. So, and we'll just randomly lay these down in the glue. Okay. Just make sure that they're, you know, kind of go in the directions that you had hoped for. And if you get glue on them, that's okay. This is a Halloween one. The glue looks like a spider web anyways, right? So just make sure you don't burn yourself like I did. Okay, so we have those down. And then we'll go ahead and put this down because the glue is still nice and hot. Like really hot. And you can still move these around because the glue is still wet. Unless you break it like I just did. That's okay because I can go back and I can curl it some more or do whatever I want to do with it. So just kind of move it around. Okay, and go back and curl this one since I broke it. Okay, and it actually glued itself to this side, so that's still cool. And then we'll go ahead and just on the parts where it's peeking, go ahead and do some more glue. Okay. Put that right there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a bow out of the basic black grosgrain ribbon that's 1 1/4 inch. Now the way I do my bows, I actually learned from my friend Megan Daves on my shoelaces one day. So I want a really long tail, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that long, and I can cut it off later. And just go ahead and make a couple of bunny loops. Make a couple bunny loops, cross it over the top, flip it down. Now I actually take mine and actually flip it completely over, and then I start to pull it tight and then just sit and play with it. Okay? So that's all you have to do.
Mommy, how come you're not coming to bed?
Stephen, I'll be there in a minute. I'm doing my video. Everyone, that was my son. So go ahead and do that.
Who are you talking to?
And I will go ahead and figure out how long I want this. Go ahead and just cut this off for now. And I will use my glue gun. Just put some hot glue on there. And then I will stick my bow on there.
Excuse me, Mommy. Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the nice people that are learning how to make this wreath.
I don't see no people.
They're in the camera.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, can you say hi, everybody?
Hi.
Okay. Okay. So just put my bow on there. Now I have a nail on my door that I can actually hang this on. Now you can use the glue to put on another loop onto the back side, and I would just put your loop like this so that you can hang it on whatever you need to hang it on. But mine will actually hang right there, so that's not a problem. And then the way I do my bows is I will go ahead and take the end in this hand and the base in this hand and fold it in half and cut at an angle. Okay? And that will give you this V cut so that your ribbon doesn't fray as much. Just do it again, figure out the length that you want, and then cut in a V. Okay? And there you go. There is your Halloween wreath. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Sorry it was a little broken up a little bit, but the days of camera batteries going dead and coughing fits. So I'm really, really happy that y'all joined me and decided to take my Halloween classes. And if you have any questions ever, just go ahead and email me, call me, whatever you need. I'm here for you. Okay? Have a great day. Happy crafting!